Hey there, Danny here. Welcome to my ramblings. Tonight I would like to talk about pain. Not physical, but mental and emotional. When somebody has had mental or emotional pain, they need to talk about it. And they're going to talk about it repeatedly. And the more they talk about it, the more it heals them. At least that does it for me. The more I talk about it, the more it heals me. The more I talk about it and how it makes me feel inside when I talk about it helps me know how far I've healed. And when it gets to the point that I can talk about it in a nonchalant way, like I'm just sharing a regular story of what happened the other day, I know I've healed from it. So, it's not uncommon for people to repeat themselves. And when somebody dies or we lose a relationship or something else, our society has this idea of a time limit on it. That after so much time, people should be over it. We're not the same. We're all individual people. We're going to heal at different times. We're this one fits all. I don't know where it comes from or why our culture does that, but it's ridiculous. So, my friend's father passed a few weeks ago. And it reminded me of my mother passing. And I did this prior to my mom passing. So after somebody passes, probably the first, even after an accident or something like that, something traumatic happens to somebody. Everybody comes out for the first few weeks, month or so. And, they'll bring food and they'll offer to do things and they'll be there for the people. And, they'll step up. Everybody's going to be there and help this person through. And then at a set amount of time, and it really depends on what the pain is, what caused the pain, depends on when society and average people just decide to stop bringing in that kindness. And I'm the one that doesn't really say too much during that time because I know they're bombarded with everybody else and that they're in shock. I'm the one that likes to come in after the fact. So after everybody's walked away, I'm going to check up on you. I'm going to make sure that you're okay. Because at that point, I know you're not getting checked up on as much. And that's when you really need somebody. Because going through pain is lonely. And I'm going to use me as an example. My mom's gone. And I'm not lonely for a man. I don't need a man or want a man or anything like that. I'm not lonely for a man. I'm lonely because I don't have my mom to call and talk to. I have friends, I have family, I have children. It's not exactly the same. I'm appreciative of it, but it's not the same. I'm extremely lonely because I don't have her to call. And throughout this whole time with my accident and this healing, it's been over 2 months. And I'm still healing and I still don't have a car and I'm still dealing with a lot of stuff with it. All I can say is that I wish she was here so I could talk to her about it. I wish I could hear her words. Oh, Danielle. I know, such silly words, but she said it sometimes. Her tone when she said it was what was the important part. Anyways, basically for me, it comes down to people need to talk. They need to talk about their pain. And they need to have somebody that's going to listen. So the reason that people that are dealing with pain have to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it is honestly because they don't feel like they're heard. when my book comes out, you'll see why I've spent most of my adult life not feeling heard. So I was never heard in my childhood. So I'm almost 50, and in my adult life, I've had a habit of repeating myself. And my kids, it used to drive them nuts when they were younger. Now that they're older, when I do it, they will say, "Hey mom, you're repeating yourself." Not like being mean about it, but they'll be like, "Hey, you're repeating yourself." And the only reason that I do it is because I was never heard. And until I feel like I've been heard, I'm going to keep saying it. And the reaction that I get from the people that I'm repeating myself to is kind of the important part. So, the reason that I wanted to share that with you is because the reason that I want to build this soul tribe, this soul family, this soft place to land, is because when people are dealing with pain and trauma, they have to repeat that story. And the more they repeat it, the more it heals them. And people don't have the patience to listen 1,000 times. Well, I do. So, this isn't about pain, but when I worked at Walmart and I was in charge of stocking crew or in charge of a department and I had to train new people, I would tell them. Now, you don't do this every single day, so I don't expect you to remember everything that I'm going to tell you because I'm going to throw a lot at you. However, if at any time you have a question, I don't care if you've asked me that question 100 times or 1,000 times, I'm going to give you an answer. And I'm not going to be upset or irritated with you about it. And once they would get trained, and they would come to me and apologize at times, "I'm so sorry, I know I've asked you this like 100 times." And I'm like, no, it's all good, what do you need? And I would tell them, and I would explain it again, and we'd move along. By the time they were trained, they would be like, "You were always so patient. No matter how many times I came to you about the same thing, you were never irritated or frustrated. You just took the time to explain it to me." And I said, "Because we are not all the same. We learn at different speeds, different paces. So one person might pick up something fast, somebody else might take a lot longer. And I know for myself that the more I do it, the more often I do it, the more it's going to become second nature for me. So I'm sharing this information with you because I want you to know that if you are in pain and you need somebody to listen to you, I'm going to listen. I'm going to listen every time you tell me. I'm going to give you the reaction that you're looking for so you feel like you were heard. And I'm hoping that over time we build a beautiful soul tribe that can do that with each other. We are going to support and lift each other up and make sure that we stay at our authentic selves and loving ourselves. So with that said, feel free to reach out. You got pain, you got trauma, you got anything, I'm going to listen. I'm all ears. I'm going to listen. You're going to feel heard when you get done talking to me. And I'll listen 1,000 times if that's what it takes. I know that when I go through a very painful experience, I have to repeat it over and over and over again. And each time I repeat it, it does cause anxiety. It does cause pain. You relive it for the moment. But eventually you start to realize that, hey, I'm sharing this story, but I'm not upset. I'm not feeling anxiety. I'm not feeling that pain anymore. And then I start to realize that I'm healing. So let's get you to the healing process so you can level up and get to your true authentic self and loving yourself. The number will be below as usual. So will the email. I have been better about checking that. Just so you know. Feel free to reach out. I'll be back in a day or two. I should be being released from medical soon. I haven't been given a date yet, but I'm going to be having a conversation with them on Monday because I'm not necessarily feeling that I need all of the rest of the medical stuff. Friday I had when I went in for treatment, I had worked Thursday night. It was the first time that I ever did 5 hours worth of work. Otherwise I couldn't do more than 2 or 3 hours. Thursday night I was able to do 5 hours. And it was between 4.5 and 5 hours, actually, I think. But I was able to do it and I was okay. Then I went in for the therapy on Friday, and then I was in pain. And then Saturday, my friend who lets me use his truck, he came up with the idea that, okay, is it getting in and out of the truck that affects you, or is it the clutch from the stick shift that affects you? So Saturday, he went with me door dashing, and he drove, and I just got in and out. And so we discovered it was the clutch that was causing the lower back pain. Last night, I think I did 5 hours or so last night, maybe more. Maybe it was about 5.5. But I was okay. And then today, I didn't do as long today. I think I only did like 4 hours. But I'm doing better. And I really think a lot of the pain for me came down to I sat for so long healing. And I don't have a lot of muscle. I'm not very large. I mean, I'm 5'7", 120 pounds. So there's really not much of me. So the muscle mass went away pretty quickly. But we're building it back up. I can put it in reverse without using 2 hands. The clutch is getting less of a strain on me. But I just wanted to reach out and tell you that if you have pain, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to listen to your story 1,000 times. You're going to feel better. That's what this is about. Come join the Soul Tribe, Soul Family. Night, guys. Love ya.